What's up guys, I'm DK Wrestler, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a top 10 list of FYE exclusive Funko Pops. So let's get right to it. So coming in right smack dab at number 10, it is the glow-in-the-dark alien from Toy Story 4. Now, although I do love me some Toy Story Pops, and you can kind of see it right on my wall right here, and you're probably thinking, DK, why didn't you put this higher considering Toy Story is one of your favorite lineups to collect Pops for? And that's basically because the alien Pop here for FYE is just a different variant of the already existing alien Pop for that set, and especially there are different versions of that alien, so it doesn't really make it so special. And I thought I would mention this on the list considering that this was a part of an amazing Pop and Tee bundle where it came with a really awesome t-shirt and the box where it was in the shape of the claw machine, back when Funko Pop boxes were actually cool to get instead of what they do nowadays with just the rectangular box with the window in it to show the Pop inside of it. Speaking of that, that's actually going to continue on my number 9 portion of the list, and that is the flocked Ducky from Toy Story 4. Now, the reason that I put this Ducky higher than the alien, even though alien is a more iconic character than Ducky, is because at least the flock specification does make sense when it comes to Ducky compared to the glow-in-the-dark aspect, considering that Ducky is a carnival stuffed animal, so having a flocked version 100% makes sense. Coming in at number 8 on this list, it is the Angus Young from AC/DC. Now, I know there have been many versions of Angus Young, especially when they first released them, where you have the chase version and then the common version, and I think there was another attired version, I can't exactly remember, and then this one. I really like this one, especially because of the contrast of colors, where you have the Angus hat there where it's blue, and then the jacket is red, and the guitar is black. So you do have a different variety of colors as terms to this Angus Young compared to the other ones that were first made. So coming in at number 7 on my list, it is the Unmaskedossimo from South Park. Now, this Pop is really cool, especially from a very memorable moment in South Park in the episode where Cartman basically becomes this cardboard robot that is given to Butters, and Butters kind of gets emotionally attached to Osimo, and then later on it's revealed that of course Cartman is Osimos. And I love the detail as terms to the facial expression, because with a lot of the South Park Pops there actually is a mouth on it, which is very great because, like I mentioned, the facial expressions is just on point, especially around the eyes. You got the scraggly hair. I mean, same body mold, but you didn't really need to change the body mold between the common one where it is masked compared to this FYE exclusive where it is unmasked. So really cool that they ended up making it, instead of making it like a common and then a chase. Coming in at number 6 on my list is the glow-in-the-dark burning Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong. Now, this Pop is pretty sweet. I mean, there already were 2 exclusive Pops for FYE for this movie, but this one was really awesome as terms to the way that the glow actually turned out, where you have basically this bright yellowish orange color, which I will show a picture right now of it, and basically not only through the eyes do you see it, but through the crackings of the scales of Godzilla also. So the fact that the glow actually turned out way better than originally seen in the glam shot is always an amazing feeling when you know that you've gotten so much bang for your buck as terms to buying a Funko Pop, especially buying an exclusive one where they're slightly more expensive than the normal common Pop. So coming in at number 5 on this list is the Demon Finn Balor for the WWE lineup. Now, there are a couple of versions of Demon Finn Balors, especially with the chase version of the common, I believe. So it's really cool that they made this version where basically it is Demon Finn Balor entrance-wise, where he has the headgear that has the tassels hanging off, and he's doing the whole entrance where he raises his arms as, like, you know, the little gasp goes in his entrance music, and then, you know, boom, if you've watched Finn Balor as the demon and see his entrance, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And also the detail involving the torso with the body paint, the posing, and especially his gear is just exactly on point, especially for this Pop when it was made, I believe, in 2017, where Funko was kind of just starting to evolve the detail as terms to their pop figures. Now, coming in at number 4 on my list, it is the Carnage with axe hands from the Venomized lineup. Now, of course, when it comes to the Marvel lineup, my number one thing that I collect is trying to get all of the Carnage pops. I'm not exactly complete of that set yet, and it's not really at the top of my priority list at the moment, but I do enjoy the way that this looks, especially compared to the either original one or the one with the tendril hands. This one is really awesome, especially because Carnage is known for making different shapes with his hands, with obviously being in that symbiote form. So that's really awesome. And I mean, because I collect Carnage pops, I knew I had to throw it somewhere on this list, so I thought number 4 was an appropriate spot. So coming in at number 3 on my list, it is the Jimi Hendrix with burning guitar. I know that when I first think of FYE exclusives, I know that this one is basically almost at the top of the list. And I obviously say that because this isn't the number 1 pop, this is the number 3 pop. But it definitely is one of the best pops that has ever been made as an FYE exclusive. This is from a very memorable moment in rock music history at Woodstock 1969, where I believe during, I think it's Voodoo Child that he plays during this performance, that he burns his guitar. So it's amazing that they ended up making this into a pop. The guitar is on fire, he's doing his posing, his eyes are closed, and it has gone up in price within the last few years because it's such a sought after FYE exclusive, and they haven't done any re-releases, or at least yet, because we know how Funko is nowadays with not keeping pops in the vault. Coming in at number 2 on my list, it is the Kurt Cobain from the Nirvana lineup, or Kurt Cobain lineup as it shows on the top there. This is one of those pops that to this day I regret not getting when I had the chance to get it. This was on the Sunrise Records website, which is actually now the parent company of FYE and is the Canadian version of FYE, and they had this pop, not gonna lie, $5 on their website, and somehow I decided I didn't want to pay $5 and then $15 shipping for a total of $20 to get this pop, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get this later. Later it sold out, and now this pop is almost close to $100 Canadian, so it is indeed one of those times that I regret not getting it when I did, because it is a bit of a spicy meatball at this point. This pop is awesome. I have one of the Kurt Cobain pops, which is the normal version where he has like the green striped t-shirt and the blue guitar, and I hope to one day get the rest of the set, including the Funko Shop exclusive. That's a little pricey now, but this specific version that's an FYE exclusive is a moment that you can easily talk about when it comes to Kurt Cobain, because this is his attire during the MTV Unplugged concert, which is easily one of Nirvana's best concerts that they have done. The fact they turned this into Funko Pop form is absolutely awesome. It would have been a little bit cooler if he was sitting on a stool, of course, because he wasn't really standing the entire time, but this pop is still awesome, especially hitting the nail on the coffin there with the details as terms to the facial hair, the hair on top, and then of course his acoustic guitar, because being unplugged means that you're playing an acoustic set when it comes to music, so that's pretty sweet. But before we make it to my number 1, let's talk about 2 honorable mentions for this top 10 list. So my first honorable mention is the Chucky with Jack in the Box from, of course, Chucky. Now this pop is pretty cool with the detail, obviously, of Chucky with the big pair of scissors about to cut the Jack in the Box, and then you have the detail with the Jack in the Box having a sad face, which is pretty sweet. The reason it's an honorable mention is because I don't really know too much about Chucky overall, so I felt like this is a pop that I knew I'm never going to get, so why would I add it to my top 10 list? And then my second honorable mention for this list is the Dwight Schrute with CPR mask from The Office. Now, I definitely had to make this an honorable mention, considering that this is one of the most memorable moments from the TV series The Office, where they have the CPR class and then Dwight cuts the face out of the CPR dummy and puts it on his face as if he were Hannibal Lecter. So it's a very funny moment, but it's a very poor execution of the pop, considering that it just kind of looks like he has either bologna or some sort of lunch meat on his face instead of actually a plastic piece from the CPR dummy. And now coming in at number 1, my favorite FYE exclusive pop is the Scranton Boys 2-pack. This 2-pack is absolutely amazing. When the Off the Set first came out, this was one of my big wish lists for the set because it is an amazing moment where Dwight and Michael, they do this rap about the city of Scranton, and I love how they executed the pop where Michael has his own pose. He's got the big blue jacket with the Electric City Scranton, Pennsylvania t-shirt, and then Dwight has that orange hat, the brown jacket with the different posings as terms to his fingers, which I think is absolutely hilarious. If this 2-pack was, let's say, made in like 2016, I don't think it would look as close to being as good as it was being made here in, I believe it was 2020 or 2021. Anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed today's video on my top 10 list of FYE exclusives, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.